What a time. Did you find out your net worth?
Well, according to the internet, I make $176,000 on YouTube alone,
Good for you.
which I is not an accurate figure.
You're like, I
Um,
make more than that. It's not true.
well, I mean, I don't only make money off of YouTube, and I don't know. Like I remember, yeah, there was one point that said that I made like I think they estimated that I would bring in about 1 million per year,
Must
which
be
I'm just
nice.
like,
Must be
I
nice to make
mean,
that hypothetical money.
It's the Pop Report.
so juicy.
Cuckoo, choo. Arms are out, guns are out, go.
Hi.
Did you get tan? Did you
What?
get tan? You look a little burnt.
I got a little crispy.
Yeah, I just realized this.
Do I look like extra crisp? Are we a fan of this new crispy?
You look like you're in some need of some super goop on your shoulders at least, but you look good.
On my shoulders? What's wrong with my shoulder?
You just look a little red.
Can you see
Oh,
the tan?
yeah,
The difference?
hold on. I was like, you're looking a little white down there now.
Yeah, look, you can see the
Where
difference.
did you go? The dog park?
No, I went to Bakersfield.
In your beach house?
Yeah, my beach house next to Garcelle in Bakersfield. I went to Bakersfield and we were baking out in the sun, and then I've just been in the sun. It's been sunny. It's actually been nice, and so I've been out and doing the things. But I'm glad that my tan is my glow is coming through. Look at even my skin looks a little dewy.
This time of year, you get a little glowy.
Mm-hmm.
Must be nice. Must be nice to be able to get outside. Live,
You know
laugh,
what's
love.
you know what's really wild is somebody sent me this screenshot. I think it was yesterday, maybe the day before
Oh
yesterday.
no, about us?
No, about you.
Oh God. Okay.
And
Ready.
they were like, "Oh my God, Andy's on the internet," and I was like, "What?" And then they sent me a picture, and it was not you. But
Oh. Great things for me to listen to every time I get up and every day. One time Zach sent me a message and he said, "Do you send nudes?" And I'm like, "No, why?" And he sends me this link and I'm like, "Dear God, what am I about to open?" Who is
Yeah.
that?
someone that I guess looks like you.
That
It does kind of look like you.
you're not wrong.
See?
We could be cousins. Who sent this? Just a random person was like, "I found Andy online."
Someone from my gym.
From your gym?
Yeah,
Oh,
because
little
people
gym
listen
crush.
to the Pop Report. He said, "Your friend Andy popping up on my LinkedIn feed."
The phrase that just jumped out of your mouth, Andy's popping up on my LinkedIn feed.
See?
It must be a tech finance Indian thing, because like I don't know what LinkedIn feeds I'd be popping up in.
It does kind of look like you, though.
I mean, yeah, I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree with that. Speaking of things I've seen online are a couple of reviews and comments that you should buckle up for.
Great. Can't wait.
Yeah, absolutely. This person on Spotify commented on one of our episodes, said, "Zach, you need to update the pic on this account. Your big arms need to be validated."
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, look, someone actually has a nice thing to say about you and your arms.
Validate it.
Patty went on to say on one of the comments on TikTok, "Andy is seemingly so much more comfortable in the last few episodes. Not saying he wasn't before, but he just seems to have found his rhythm. I look forward to these episodes so much."
You have been a lot nicer lately.
What is that supposed to mean?
Well, I don't know. Like you've been a lot more excited and animated. Like I don't know. There's just been a vibe shift in you lately. I've noticed that too.
You know, you sound like my former employer. You know, your attitude at work's just changed. And I'm like, can you say that? Can you say that?
I mean, if everybody's saying it, then something's it's a good thing. Like you must be getting laid more or something.
Just working 12-hour days more, just like being aloof more. I
You
don't
just
think
seem more relaxed, like you have just this effortless
aura.
chill vibe to you now. Like your hair's just kind of blowing in the wind and you're on the beach and you're just kind of fun.
Yeah, guys, I'm getting fucked. That's what I'd like to admit. I was already getting fucked. So I don't know what the difference is. I don't know. Spring has sprung. The stress of life has left my body and come back in my body so many times that I'm in just utter shock, and I've just given into the shock. Maybe that's it.
Maybe.
Lean in, girl. Lean out.
Lean into it.
Lean back.
Lean back. Lean back.
Well, do you have any
Lean
other
back.
reviews and comments that you've seen on the internet about me and my potential cousins and LinkedIn stalkers?
No.
Well, that's fine. Leave it at that, because
Somebody did say something about you in today's or yesterday's live.
in a live stream? Oh, for your podcast.
Yeah, somebody brought you up with something, and they were just like, "Well, Andy's Indian." Oh, because Justin Baldoni has his new movie, and it's about this Indian guy, and he's gay, and he's dating a white guy. And I was like, "Oh my God, that's like Andy." And then I was like, "Well, technically, Andy's half white, so it didn't fully apply to you." But yeah, you came up in the live stream because people were like, "Andy's half white," and I was like, "Andy's half white."
You are a real good listener. I am half white. I think I bring it up too often, but I'm racially ambiguous is the fun thing to say. I always stump people. I saw people in our YouTube comments were suggesting that we were outside of, Robert Irwin's house watching that like underwear shoot. I saw people in our YouTube comments talking about just like a slew of things, but mostly that. Mostly that. So
Looking good.
yeah, looking good, looking great. If you like more comments on the Pop Report, just leave a good little hop, skip, and a jump over to our comment section and just drop it wherever you think it's hot.
Drop it like it's hot. All right, what's hot in our headlines this week aside from this weather? It's been hot in LA.
Yeah, I have the fucking window open today, and I'm like, ma'am, it's spring has sprung into my apartment. The heat is not outside; it is in my home.
It's
like
81.
Hey, Juan.
It's 81.
I thought you meant like Hey Juan, like Amy Poehler. And anyway, there's a lot going on. This Coachella weekend. I see people posting it. They say Coochie Baby weekend, Coochie Uchi, Cali Uchi, and I'm like, y'all have too much time on your hands. Number
Who
two,
are you excited to see?
I'm going for work. So
No,
I'm a
but
little stressed.
you're excited to see someone.
I'm a little stressed. I have
Oh,
a couple interviews slotted for work. Interviewing a couple DJs,
Fun.
big name DJs, and I'm like, this is fine. Interviewing
Zed.
Chris Lake. No, Zed does not do interviews.
Avicii.
No, you know the answer to that one. Don't do that, girl. Chris Lake, Alok, talking to Disco Lines' team. We're interviewing the Beaches. Like, I'm just the amount of people who have reached out for interviews. I think I said this in the other podcast. There's like people you don't know, mid-tier people you know, and there's like top-tier artists. My inbox has been like, do you want to come to this? Do you want to come to that? And you're like, yeah, I'll agree to it. And they're like, cool, be there at 12:30. And I'm like, what if I want to sleep in? What if I want to sleep in? So it's whole kit and caboodle, but I'm excited, but also just like, I don't know. The more I've gotten older, I understand the stress of a parent being like, we have to park, we have to get there, then we have to get to the line, then we have to figure out how to get in. I'm like, that's all the stuff that's going through my head. Then I'll be excited to be there.
Yay.
And then there's Zack, who doesn't like to go out in public.
No, I'm doing 2 events next week, and I am already like, oh man, why did I commit to this?
Are they back to back?
Tuesday, I'm going to the Vanderpump Rules premiere with Hulu.
Jesus.
And then, or not Vanderpump Rules, Vanderpump Villa.
I was gonna say.
Yeah. And then, yeah, I don't want to go to the Vanderpump Rules premiere. I'm good. And then I'm doing a thing with TikTok on Wednesday, but it's like an all-day thing at Universal. And like, I'm really sad because I live in LA, and for TikTok creators that don't live in LA, they're being flown in and put up at hotels and stuff. And I was like, can you still fly me in? I'll do a loop-de-loop from Burbank to LAX just for the experience, because I want somebody to pay for my trip. But I mean, they're sending me a car service, but unfortunately I already live here.
Tell them to send me an account rep, because we're on day 4, day 5, whatever it is, of locked out of my account.
I tried to help you, and you were like, I already did this. And I was like, you know what? Then you figure it out.
For you listeners, I have been locked out of my TikTok account for about 4 or 5 days. I've submitted the form, I think at least 8 times now. They're like, submit the form. We don't have it. I'm like, does anybody work here anymore? Because of this whole ban situation, station.
Yep. And so I have a rep at TikTok, and they told me we're here if you ever need if I ever get locked out of my account or hacked, then they're there to help with that. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I told Andy, and I was like, I'll reach out to my rep. And so I reached out to my rep, and they're like, have him fill out this form and let us know what email address he used so that we can expedite it and help him. And I said, okay. And then I sent it to Andy. He's like, I already did that. And I was like, well, can you do it again? And he's like, I've already done it 4 times. And I was like, you know what? Then you stay banned.
You know what? I filled it out. I filled it out 3 more times since you and I have had that conversation, and I've heard nothing still.
Well, I tried.
Sometimes it just has a little spinning wheel of death, but that's exciting. Look at us living our lives. Have you seen some of the billboards on the way to Coachella? I feel like that's what a lot of people have been posting about. People like to share all like the billboards that artists have paid for on the way to the desert that are just
I'm so not interested in Coachella.
That's fine.
So I don't even know about my point is I don't even know about the billboard. Like I didn't know that was a thing. Are they like the Super Bowl commercials?
I mean, it's kind of like, there's a Zara Larson billboard that says weekend 1, you're pretty. If you're going to weekend 2, you're ugly.
Oh.
And I was like, I feel attacked. Thank God I'm going to weekend 1.
Pretty because you're going weekend 1.
I know I've always gone to weekend 2 though, so I'm kind of ugly from my past. But it might be like she's dropping a single called Pretty Ugly. That's what people have been talking about, but it's innovative and strange marketing, which I'm kind of here for. So that's the hot goss on the streets. But bitches love going to the desert. They're already there now, and I'm like, I am not. I am still a working girl. Speaking of Coachella, though, there is a story from our hot headlines here. Justin Bieber is in the desert. Mm-hmm. I saw a photo of him and Hailey Bieber. They're on this like
go-kart?
The golf cart, go-kart. She's like driving it and he's like behind him. Like, why aren't you sitting together? Why aren't you?
Because they're divorcing.
No, she's playing momager.
She's trying to rally him, but he's not happy. He's
Correct.
Like being told what to do. He's like, who do you think you are, Diddy?
So I don't know if you also saw this. There's a video of him outside a coffee shop. He sounds like Mr. Krabs in my opinion. But all these paparazzi or civilians, whoever they are, they all have their little iPhones out. And they're like taking videos, photos. But he comes up to them and he's like, y'all, all you want is money. Money, 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 money. I'm like, Mr. Krabs coming out from the Krusty Krab here. But there's probably like 5 of them. Nobody's really saying anything, but he's getting real close to them. And they just like keep recording. They're not like, hey, so sorry, like we'll stop. Like I know that one of the paparazzi videographers said, good morning. And he's like, it's not a good morning to you. So we don't know if like they have past history or like if there was something before the video, but like it's obviously a big discussion right now of celebrities wanting their space, their time to do their personal things. Like Hailey was not around. It was him and 3 other dudes going to like coffee shop in the desert. But it was about a 30-second video that TMZ has of him not being happy, being recorded in public.
I mean, it sounds like he's on the verge of like a Britney moment where he's going to shave his head and go attack him with an umbrella. Like, I just feel like he's at that place right now. He just doesn't seem like he's doing too well.
I don't know. I mean, it's been interesting to watch whatever he and Hailey are up to and what their posts have been, if they actually follow each other or not. But like, I think the one thing that is just weird to me the most is like, if you're with someone and it's just you two on a 6-seater golf cart, wouldn't you want to sit next to each other a little bit?
Unless they're fighting, unless they really, like, the rumors are true. All the rumors are true. Yeah, I fucked him and you. Yeah, if you say that I do that. Had to cut some hoes loose. Yeah, NDA, no loose lips.
Loose lips? Pussy lip? Well, I mean, yeah, it's not really certain. If they are fighting, that explains why you don't want to sit next to each other, but one of you has to drive the damn golf cart.
Exactly. That's why I think they're still fighting. They're not together, and they're ready to. She's just dealing. She's trying to get him together. This is like Kim and Kanye. Remember when Kim was trying to like reel him in, and and then eventually she's like, I can't do this anymore, and she had to divorce him. And so I think that's probably where we're at with Justin and Hailey. She's about to give him back to Selena Gomez, but Selena's busy.
They have a child though. I have a child.
Got to keep an eye out for Celine. Or
Leave
speaking
her
of, did you see
alone.
Miley Cyrus is dropping new music this week?
I know. I love End of the World. It's like my fun little summer. I think she's having another fun like summer moment for herself. I think if she had wanted to do more live performances, I think everyone would be going crazy the way that people did for like Chapel Roan and flocking to her. But like Miley doesn't want to perform. I get it. So she's like, here's a visual album.
Yeah. I mean, listen, she knows when to not go on tour. She should give some tips to Beyonce.
Well, she said she hates touring. She's like, I don't love it. It's a
Oh.
grind. And so that's why you only see her in like Grammys, like Oscar-esque
Yeah, good
events.
for her. She doesn't need to tour, so let her live her life.
I mean, some musicians, that's how they make most of their money is touring.
Yeah.
But necessarily, she is getting way around it for the fans. And she's like, here's your visual album. You can see me doing the damn thing, but I'm not coming to any of y'all.
Mm.
Mm. So who knows if Justin's going to do something surprising in the desert, but let it be known. What else? What else is in our top stories?
Well, I don't know if you saw Mr. Harvey Weinstein has decided to weigh in on the Blake and Baldoni drama. And
I don't.
he's picked a
I don't
side.
keep up with Mr. Weinstein. I don't think any of us want to keep up with Mr. Weinstein.
Candace Owens does. She's doing a whole series on him, and I guess this is what made him feel like empowered to like come out and share a statement where he was
Ew.
basically his initial statement, which went to TMZ, was dogging the New York Times, and he was saying, "I know what it's like to be smeared by the New York Times." And so then the press picked up on that, and they're like, "Oh, this must mean that he's Team Justin Baldoni."
Mm.
And then Vanity Fair published this whole article that said, "Congratulations, Justin Baldoni. Harvey Weinstein is on your side." And then they made sure to remind us that he's a convicted you know what. And then Harvey went and issued a new statement directly to Vanity Fair. And he's like, no, 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 no. I actually like Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, and they've always been very lovely to me. And so
Mm.
now the headline changed. So they changed their headline to "Congratulations, Justin Baldoni. Harvey Weinstein is not on your side." When personally, I think they should have changed the headline to "Congratulations, Blake Lively. Harvey Weinstein is on your side," if they were trying to be fair. But so now Harvey Weinstein wants to make it very clear that he's Team Blake in all of this drama. And I don't know if that helps her because she has now Amber Heard and Harvey Weinstein.
You know, when he says they've been very nice to me, how recent is that? How recent?
Well, remember, she publicly came out in support of him when all the allegations first became public and there was the whole legal saga that started to unfold. Blake Lively and Harvey Weinstein, like they go back. They've been friendly. They shared the same publicist. So Leslie Sloan, who's looped into all of this legal drama with Blake and Ryan in the New York Times, I don't know if she still represents Harvey Weinstein or she cut him off at some point, but she was his representation and was defending him initially as well. So
So
oh
yummy.
no, so yummy, no teeth.
Ugh. Ugh. That name that keeps popping up is
I
just
just don't know if Harvey Weinstein's the name that you want. I mean, Amber Heard and Harvey Weinstein are not the two people you want endorsing you right now.
fair. Fair. Very much so that. Very much so that. Well, isn't he also appealing right now? Isn't he like trying to go?
Yeah, he's fighting something. And that's part of what Candace Owens is like doing with him. But like, I don't know. It's just, I don't know.
I don't know anymore. You know what I do know?
What do you know?
Erewhon has roaches.
Oh, that's fun.
You know why I know?
How? You went.
Right down the street from me, girl. I
And
was the person at the tonic bar.
you
No.
saw it in
No.
person.
So
Wait,
people,
you witnessed this yourself?
no. People are just like having a fucking field day with like Erewhon. Obviously, we troll Erewhon. People go, they love it. $23 smoothie plus price points,
$19 strawberries.
$100 pizza ingredients. So there's a tonic bar. You can obviously get a wide variety of products at Erewhon. And so I guess I logged into people.com, people magazine, whatever you want to call it. And the headline for this on the home, very bright and center on the homepage, which mind you, again, this is down the street from where I live. It says like bold on the homepage. It says like Erewhon has roaches. And I was like, okay, like how many are we talking? And so it, when you read it, sounds like there's a roach infestation. There is like a whole slew of them behind the smoothie bar. It's not good either way, but like they found one roach. They found a roach. And so they today shut down the tonic bar and they said it'll be open later. But whoever was like, I'm going to People magazine and letting everybody know that Erewhon has roaches.
I mean, it's
That's when you know
gross.
it's kind of a slow news day.
Yeah.
But like it is kind of gross. Like a roach in the tonic bar, like in the drink, in the where, like
Yeah, I mean, yeah, no, you don't want roaches at Erewhon, especially when you're paying such a high premium that it's like, why would you want to go somewhere where you know there are going to be roaches when you're trying to eat? I'm going to swipe left. I'm glad I haven't been to Erewhon in a very long time, because it just was not really
can you imagine
necessary.
the Calabasas mom who found it? She's like, there's a fucking roach in my
Oh, I'm
tonic.
sure.
Yeah, she was irate, livid, illiterate.
No,
Maybe.
thank you.
No,
Swipe
thank you.
left.
Anyway, I thought you'd have a fun time listening to me rant about that. But in
But
other
you didn't
news,
even see the roaches.
yeah, you. Who
You should
knows?
go to Erewhon and you should try to find roaches, and then you should make a TikTok about it.
Hey guys, it's me at Erewhon. I'm trying to find the roach. I'm trying to see if they cleared it. I'm not seeing anything except for this $17 popcorn. I might as well get it. This strawberry, also $40. Just like a little few things while I keep my appetite like fed while I'm looking for this roach. No, like I'm not
See?
doing that.
Why not? That would be great. That would get you, that would help you go viral.
This man sat 12 hours in Erewhon looking for a roach that he never found,
See?
but spent $174 on food.
And that'll be a great headline for people.com.
You bet your ass. Um, Other stuff that's been happening, I know we talked about White Lotus in the last podcast because I went to the White Lotus retreat entirety. Have you been keeping up with
The
like
Kardashians?
no?
Oh.
Anyway, have you been keeping up with like the post premiere discussions about the cast members?
Are they fighting?
I mean,
heard
people
that
think
they're
that they're
like
fighting.
feud rumors, but who's fighting?
So
Piper, no.
Piper don't fight. Walton Goggins and Amy Lou Wood, people were like, are they fighting? Are they like not speaking to each other? Did they block each other?
Why?
So
Wasn't that Rick and Chelsea?
that was, yes, Rick and Chelsea.
And he
They,
wrote that sweet love letter to her.
so people are going back through and diving through everything. They used to follow each other. They no longer follow each other.
Okay.
And in that post you just referenced, they don't have like a tag for each other in like the photo, but people said that there are comments that I think are from Amy Lou Wood, and she commented on a few of the posts throughout Walton's time, but people believe that he blocked her for some reason because her comments on the previous post have disappeared while his are still on her posts. So people think that either like comments have been deleted, someone has been blocked, but Jason Isaacs is not, I don't want to say not helping, but he's kind of adding some special sauce to this mix.
Yeah,
He
I saw
basically
his-
went on to say, like, as of late, that the 7 months that they were all on this White Lotus experience film, it was not a vacation. It was a lot of work. And so he kind of alluded to the fact that it was like a pressure cooker, from what I'm seeing. But he said that there were arguments, which doesn't help this potential feud rumor. But he says it wasn't just like the actors, quote, people have to remember it was the actors and the crew, and all these people are in a little pressure cooker together. So he's like, anywhere you go for the summer, quote, there's friendships, there's romances, there's arguments, there's cliques that form and break and reform and stuff like that. So it doesn't seem to help this situation, but no one's sure why there even would be a feud in the first place for two people who have such
They're
close
lovers.
storylines. Yes. Yes.
I mean, I thought that everything was fine. He posted that really sweet message about their love story, unless that was like sarcastic. Maybe she hates him. Maybe she went and deleted all of her comments on his post and blocked him. I don't know. That's strange. But then why wouldn't she delete his comments on her post? I guess that would take too much time. I don't know. Why are they fighting? Piper, no.
Don't fight. Yeah, I don't know. It's also like you are so close with somebody else. Maybe you just don't see eye to eye and you have to pretend to be a couple, and like maybe it was hard to differentiate some of the script to like the real life emotions.
Is this going to be the next Blake and Baldoni?
No, because it wasn't that yummy. It
Well,
wasn't
I
that
don't know. We
yummy.
don't know. We haven't heard the details of what went down on the set of White Lotus.
But Mr. Goggins went on to Not Skinny But Not Fat as of late, and he had just sat down for an interview, but I don't think any of this was touched on it. So very interesting.
Hmm. Well, good for them.
Is it? Is it? Is it?
No, because this season was terrible.
Okay, that's your opinion. In other news, I know we're past award season. I know White Lotus is going to be
Very
nominated for
past.
awards, and there's going to be some people who will get the awards. Carrie Coons,
Hmm.
I think she will potentially do some pretty good award pickup. But there is a new category coming in, and maybe she'll also be nominated for this. There is now a stunt category for the Oscars.
Dumb.
Now, Oscars, they've been campaigning for a while to have a best stunt category because like there are stunt theatrics for a lot of like Mission Impossible, like for The Fall Guy. Like there are a lot of people who put that together, and it's an art form. But in 2028, I think it said we will be officially getting a stunt category, which I'm like, why so
Wow.
long?
That's
They're
very
gonna
presumptuous to assume that the Oscars will still be around in 2028.
Oh, that's what is the TikTok Live Awards? Do you think it's going to be that?
No, I don't know. I just feel like nobody's really watching award shows anymore.
I'll give you that one. I'll give you that one. They are declining. They are seeing
They're
some
getting
records.
boring. They're not as entertaining. Like, when you have stunts or you have performances or there's music or there's, a good comedian that tells really funny jokes. Like, in those cases, sure, that's where, we used to like award shows, but I feel like they've just grown a little stale and people aren't watching them as much anymore. Especially now that you get all of your information from social media, that like you can get real-time updates without having to actually watch the show.
And sometimes the talent you want to see there are not there. And
Like Blake
that's
Lively.
stop bringing her up in this episode. I mean, I think that the stunt category is very needed because like,
Is that?
sure girl. Sure, Jan. I think there's at least a couple movies that you're like, that's hard. That's hard to pull off. That's not easy. It is an art form. You can also tell when there's bad stunt doubles and there's like bad acting. But it'll be interesting to see because there's rules they're putting out for this. So I'm like, what rules will you put for stunt like doubles and stunt choreography? Like, what does that look like? And why are we getting it in 2028?
Because you need an intimacy coordinator and you need to make sure that there are certain regulations on set now.
Be intimate in the stunts. You don't know that one. Don't know that one. But I mean, I think it's also because they probably want to tie this into movies that can qualify in that time because
Oh, well, because if you think about it, like these movies take like 2 to 3 years.
Right.
Like action movies take a long time to make. That I'm sure films that are just about to go into production now can start to see what those qualifications are so that they can begin to submit for the 2028 Oscars.
and maybe they're trying to gear it up for Mission Impossible to be like, you're gonna take the cake for this. So like when you're releasing, because we'll put it on, we'll tee it for you.
Yeah. Makes sense. Well, all right, Oscars 2028. Can't wait.
Can't wait.
Category everybody was waiting for.
I mean, we kind of expected it, but like, what other category would you put?
Did we expect it?
What category would the Oscars or should the Oscars make or an award show make?
None. I think there are too many as it is.
Great.
Bring
Thank you.
back the Razzies. Remember the Razzies?
Yes, Lady Gaga winning her Razzie.
What did she win a Razzie for?
Joker.
Oh, wait, the Razzies are still around?
Yes.
I didn't realize the Razzies were still around.
Yeah, that was a little while ago.
And is it like a real award? It's not a real award
It's
show.
an internet like
Yeah.
award. You want it televised? You think everyone's going to show up and come to the Razzies
Wow. Pamela Anderson won a Razzie.
for Showgirl?
Yeah. Oh no, she got the Redeemer Award. Seinfeld got Worst Actor. Dakota Johnson got Worst Actress. And then Madam Web was Worst Picture.
That tracks. Stand by that. Step on that neck.
Did you watch Madam Web?
No, and I still haven't. I will not to this day. I don't know. Even if I'm on an airplane, I'll be like, is there anything better? But you know what I have watched lately?
What have you watched lately?
My boyfriend's been making me watch Mid-Century Modern because he finished the whole damn thing. I actually will have to say, it is funny. If you like Golden Girls, if you like Two and a Half Men, if you like sitcom, it's very gay focused and it's done humorously, which I thought would be like some of the humor is over the top, like heard it before gay humor. I really liked it. Swept through it real fast. Real good time, real good background. I'm already 7 episodes in.
Are you watching Severance?
No.
Everyone's watching Severance. I hear that it's like another good show that everyone's supposed to get hooked on next.
Everyone is in love with Severance. I think I tried and it was a little slow for me. I also watched Adolescence lately. Adolescence is difficult to watch. It's not a rewarding end. Like it's you're watching it. Are you watching Adolescence? No. They don't have multicam. It's like single cam and they just keep panning to different things and you're like, cut already. Cut to a different angle and it's stressful. Each episode, there's 4 of them, is about an hour and you're just like, are they going to cut for a single damn time?
Nope.
And it just builds up this tense moment, but it has over 114 million views on Netflix. It's one of Netflix's top performing shows right now. So
interesting. Well, that's like a soap opera, right? Because they do like one long shot. They don't cut and change angles.
Kind of. It's like steady cam. They follow behind the shoulder and then they set up for like the next scene. It's stressful. The way that the dialogue is, the pacing, and you're like, it's probably going to win some sort of awards, but it's hard to watch. It's about basically like, did your child commit a crime and what it's like going through that system as a parent with your child like up for murder.
Yeah.
Who figured?
Yikes.
I know.
Maybe it'll
win a Razzie.
Probably. Well, we'll see. Maybe I'm looking for a new show. Maybe I'll do Severance or I'll do Adolescence. Because nothing else good is on, right?
You don't want to watch Mid-Century Modern?
Oh, wait. What about Handmaid's Tale? Isn't that coming back?
Handmaid's Tale is coming back. Yes. But I feel like also it's been so many years between each that I'm just like, I can't even tell. I remember when that was the big thing on Hulu years and years ago when it first came out. I never watched any of it.
No, me either.
But now there's season 4. What is it? And so there was a big premiere at the like TCL, but I can't tell you what that show's about.
Fun. Well, I know that there's a lot of reality TV news.
There is stuff I still haven't been watching, but like I get a lot of headlines and I'm like, should I watch like this headline about Chloe? Didn't need it. Fine. But Chloe's sex life is always a talking point because she's like, I will marry my bed. And now she's like, I will fuck the shit out of Chris Appleton. And
I mean, he's hot. Wouldn't you?
No, I'm okay.
Why would you not have sex with Chris Appleton?
I've just heard things. I know things. What
have you heard?
Nope. Can't legally say from the things I know.
No, it's hearsay.
I know
what have you heard?
I know a lot of boys who've dated that man.
And what have they told you? He's a cheater.
We'll offline that another time.
Give me something. I mean, you're like Mike White edging everybody and then leaving us with nothing at the end of the season.
Well, I mean, there's a reason why a bunch of the boys haven't stayed around.
Okay, and what are the reasons? Give me the reasons.
You know, I won't say that it's cheating, but
Okay.
it's down the rabbit hole of like, okay, things that you
Is
shouldn't
it
do to
cheat?
your significant other.
Like what?
You can let your imagination tumble, and I'll go back to this on another episode.
Ties them up and leaves them in the closet.
No.
So he cheats on his lovers.
No. Let's not put that out there. I don't also
Well, I'm
find him
trying. You
attractive.
gotta give me something. The listeners are like on the edge of their seats, being like, "Andy, give us something."
I will say, let's come back to it for another episode, and I want to see what comments people find because there's some things that have been put away. That
Like?
legally, I actually literally, there are legal things specifically. I know, and I'm like, so when even I heard under the tumbleweeds, I was like, ooh, I don't find him attractive. I saw him at the GLAAD Awards. It's bleach blonde hair, very tan. I was like, he looks a lot different here than other times. Chloe's saying she wants to fuck the shit out of him. Okay,
He's hot.
for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, get at it. She said she'd be happy to like go over to Kim's house, scroll Grinder all day with him and whatnot. And yeah, she really wants to have a good time with him, but they really like to poke at Chloe's sexless life. But she's like, look, like I am happy where I'm at. It keeps coming back with like everything, including the blow up dolls to like everything being about her exes. I feel like Chloe just can't catch a break. But so now she's like, let me tell you who I actually want to sleep with. And it's this gay man.
Well, she also said that she was, I guess, creeped out by the fact that Lamar had his sex doll of her. Remember that story?
That's what I was basically alluding to is like, she's like, everyone talks about wanting to have sex with me. Who do I want to have sex with? None of them. It's a gay man.
I mean,
That's the ultimate plot twist.
there you go.
Yeah. Of other reality news, I know we've talked about Teddy, which she is on her obvious, unfortunate diagnosis right now with like where she's at. But a couple big headlines started to go around about her and her dad in a very, it seemed lighthearted conversation, but Teddy just wanted to clarify a headline that was going around. John Cougar Mellencamp, he was basically trying to talk to Teddy, it seemed like, and ask, where did you want to be, buried in the case that like this doesn't pan out, you succumb to things. And the headline was like John Cougar Mellencamp planning Teddy's funeral arrangements or like next to him and something. And so people were like, is this kosher? Like for a dad to do that if you're not passed? Like, so Teddy went on her like Instagram stories and here's a screenshot. It says, I need to clarify that this was a lighthearted conversation, laughing the whole time. I'm personally doing well right now. And yes, having to deal with things I wouldn't otherwise. But the way this is being portrayed isn't accurate. Do you think wanting hot girls never die on my mausoleum is the result of a sad conversation? I appreciate helping to share my story, but I would love for the headlines to be indicative of what really happened. If you'd like to hear how it was told on Two T's on a Pod, please tap the link. So she saw it too, about all these headlines and how they're being extrapolated. And she's like, that's not the real truth.
Well, yeah, because they made it seem like her dad was planning her death. He was like
Yes.
already getting ready for her to die. And she was like, no, it was actually a conversation that happened that was lighthearted and in jest and not serious the way the headlines are making it seem.
Yeah. Can you?
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
I love media. I love my job. Sometimes it really do be silly bitch news day, like 100. Well.
Anything? What's going on with Soldier Boy? Soldier Boy up in it. Oh, watch me watching mommy roll.
My goodness.
Superman
For this last bit, we haven't had anything legal come up in a minute, like besides Blake and Baldoni and you know who. But as far as like a new update on something legally, I don't know if you've even been keeping up with this because I was not keeping up with this, but Soulja Boy was ordered to pay $4 million to a Jane Doe in a sexual assault case. So, according to a couple publishers, the original, I guess, is Courthouse News. A jury decided that he was liable for this civil case for claims of intentional infliction of emotional distress, sexual harassment, and non-payment of wages. So the initial $4 million verdict was read and basically cleared claims of false imprisonment and constructive charges, but he was also ordered to pay $250,000 of punitive damages. I was not keeping up with Soulja Boy.
No.
I don't think any of us do. But like, I didn't even know he was going under a civil case. Like, but in 2021, he was accused of this while this person was his personal assistant starting in 2018. She said that within the first, like, I think it says month of employment, he sent her photos of like his genitals, and they had a romantic relationship at one point that went really bad. And during the trial, she basically said that he locked her in a room without food for about like 2 days. So it's all just like, okay, what? Like working relationship, romantic relationship, and obviously a lot of people want to be unnamed in lawsuits. And so like it is interesting when we're seeing a lot of like Jane Doe plaintiff, John Doe, or John Smith is the other one. But usually, at least what I've seen, you have a lot of cases now being thrown out unless like the plaintiff is named, which it's making things very complicated.
Well, but no, I kind of agree with that. Like, you shouldn't be able to just hide behind a veil of anonymity the entire time. Like, I understand maybe at the beginning you're trying to make sure there's no intimidation or whatever, but like at some point, I don't think it's fair for you to be able to just completely hide your, stay anonymous if you're going to sue somebody and make allegations that big against somebody.
But it's like, when does it, in this case, this still went through. So it's like, what point is it to the judge or whoever it may be to say like, we can't proceed with this unless like this person is named? Like, what is the final? Is that to a judge's jurisdiction?
I would, I would guess the judge, I don't know. I mean, unless the attorneys have a really good reason as to why this person needs to stay anonymous, but I don't know. I saw that his legal team, I guess, plans to appeal the decision, and they plan to. I don't know where this is gonna go, but I haven't kept up with Soulja Boy in years.
No, I know he's had like some legal trouble or other stuff, but like,
well, yeah, this is his legal trouble.
This is his other legal trouble. Yeah, I think he went to jail at one point. But I mean, the rap game, the rap money, like $4 million. Is just like a large amount for him. Not sure. Let me look up his net worth. But yeah, so I was not keeping up with any of that. Also, a very complex storyline as like a working relationship, romantic relationship, and now legal situation.
Drama. But again, like, when was the last time we even heard? Yeah,
he has a net worth of $5 million. That's what it's saying.
Wow, so they cleared him out.
So he's got $1 million left. Maybe.
Well, no, because then he also has to pay $250,000 in punitive damages. So the case itself was the damages were $4 million, but then he also had to pay punitive damages, which is an additional $250,000.
At one point, he was a net worth of $35 million.
Where did it all go?
That was his height.
You can't trust those figures, though. Like, I see what the figures say I'm estimatedly worth, and like, that's not accurate. Listen, let's see what the internet says my net worth is.
That would be fun. Yeah, would be
I've
fun.
looked it up before, and the figures are never correct.
Well, might be rich. But
some people are saying I make like $1 million a year, and I'm like, do I?
So Soulja Boy did go to jail. I looked this up really quickly before we pivot. He was on probation since 2014, it says, after being convicted of carrying a loaded weapon. He was sentenced to 265 days of community service. CNN reported the judge had considered a 2-year sentence, but ultimately decided 240 days. He was released early from jail due to good behavior. And yeah, violated his probation. Wow. What a time.
Yeah,
What a time. Do you find out your net worth?
Well, according to the internet, I make $176,000 on YouTube alone,
Good for you.
which is not an accurate figure.
You're like, I make more than that. It's not true.
Well, I mean, I don't only make money off of YouTube, and I don't know. Like, I remember, yeah, there was one point that said that I made I think they estimated that I would bring in about $1 million per year.
Must be nice. Must be nice to make that hypothetical money.
It is nice if it were true.
2 broke girls living in a tree house. That's what we should do. Save money that way.
KISS. Well, you already have a roommate.
You already tried to kiss my man.
When did I try to kiss your man?
That's what the street said.
Where did this rumor? Do not start these fucking rumors.
Vegas.
I did not try to kiss your man in Vegas.
I'm just joking. Remember the streets were like, what's going on? And I was like, nothing's going on. Well, I will say my last little update is your girl Erica is no longer on The Masked Singer.
Oh no, she got eliminated. Well, I sent you the video when the dog first came out. It's not called the dog. What is it called? Yorkie. When Yorkie first came out, and I was like, it's Erica, and you're like, oh wow, and I was like, this not because I knew or she told me or anything. She didn't tell me, but it was just obvious from her voice that it was Erica.
Oh, I wasn't even watching. I didn't even watch the clip. I was just like, I'm gonna trust your judgment, and it's Erica. She didn't make the lucky 6, but she made it far.
That she did.
Well, I think that's the end of our episode, is it not?
Yay.
Yay. Great. Love. Exciting. Well, your transition words are always fun and filtered. Well, anything you want to leave them with?
Subscribe, comment, do all the great things that support the show.
And don't forget to fuck Chris Appleton.
If you want.
We'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.